Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. It is beyond words to look out and see you all for another year in 2018. But before we begin our program, we'd like to begin it in proper order. So here, this year, to bring us our invocation, from the Abundant Life Full Gospel Outreach Church, who has been ministering for over 20 years, whose members say that she is not only a mentor and a counselor, but she's a lover of our youth here in Columbus, Georgia. I bring to you Dr. Delta Joyce Outley.
Good afternoon. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this 16th year, Father God, that we come together in one room under one roof because you're God. You're God over our community, Father God. You're God over our nation. So we thank you for this opportunity to come together in unity one more time. We thank you for Psalms 133, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. We thank you for the Davis family. We thank you for what they do in our community right now. Continue to bless them right now, Father. We do give you praise. We give you honor and all the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Outley. Now, as a special guest, this is not on your program. Let me introduce to you, that woman who brings you the praise in the midday? Do any of you all listen to her inspirational moments Monday through Saturday? You may know who I'm talking about then. I bring to you Miss Pam Dixon, who's going to introduce our special guest for this morning.
Amen, amen. How everybody doing? Y'all getting full? All right, well, I'm not going to prolong the time. At this time, y'all know how we do every year, right? But this year is no slack. We're not slacking at all. I have a Christian R&B artist who use hip-hop as a tool to influence those of you in the world, ordinary, not wanting to see help. He provides tales of honesty, love, joy, peace, truth, enlightenment. From the south side of Chicago, this PK is living proof of the power music has over our lives. Performing his new single entitled Heaven off the yet-to-be-released album, Saints and Sinners. Come on, Tri-City, put your hands together and show some love for Sir the Baptist.
One, two, 1, 2. How you ladies doing today? One more time. How are the ladies doing today? That's perfect. Okay, I have a song here and a song at the end, so I'll save Heaven for the end if that's okay. I want to give you a song that's really important to me. It's my mom's favorite song. It's Stevie Wonder's favorite song. And it's my daughter's favorite song. So I figured I'll share it with you. Is that okay? Now you have to open your mind a little bit because the message is a little different from your everyday Sunday morning song. But I wanted to give you ladies something to hold on to. Is that okay? All right, here we go. Play for me. So this song is called God is on Her Way. Now, before anyone judge me, I know God isn't a woman, and I'm not sure if he's a man. But what I do know is when I look into the greatest women of my lifetime, they have God inside of them. Is there any women in the building that have God inside of them? See, in Genesis, I know religion can be chauvinistic sometimes, but in Genesis, he said he made man and female in an image of who? God. So I want to look inside of you and see the light of God and know that it's on its way. It's coming to a maturation. It's always growing. So again, I know God isn't a woman, but God is in many women and many great women. So can you raise your hand if you carry the light of God? That's beautiful to see. I'm going to have my brother sing a little bit. Go ahead.
God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time. Oh, God is on her way.
So now I just need you to learn the words, and I need you to sing it with me. Again, this song is for you this time, okay? Here we go. Sing it with me.
God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time. Oh, God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time.
You spend hours in the mirror. Complexity is what you're made of. Does the world think you're cute enough? Well, you mean the world to me, love. I know I need you in my life, so I way by the banks of time, 'cause God is my love, and I understand the world needs her.
Oh, God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time. Oh, God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time.
So again, I know how you feel, and I know what we grew up with. But it's not a bad thing to look in the mirror and see the God in yourself. That doesn't make you a God. But to be Christian is to be Christ-like. So if you have God inside of you, you have this light. And if there's people looking at you and thinking you're beautiful, it's because you carry that light. Can I get a witness?
She's just taking her time. She's just taking her
Here we go.
time.
Let me sing it, y'all.
Say God is on her way.
Let me see your hands in the air.
She's just taking her time. She's taking her time. Sing it with me now. God is on her way. She's just taking her time. Take your sweet time.
Wave your hands side to side with me, say.
God is on her way. She just taking her time. Take your sweet time.
Thank you, more importantly, more than anything, thank you for opening your hearts and your ears and your minds to be able to receive that song. The God that you have in you will shine all across the world. I love you. My name is Sir the Baptist. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming. We're going to continue on this morning. I guess in the same spirit as what he was trying to minister to us this morning, I read this poem. Many of you have probably heard it, but listen to the words again and see if it applies to your life. It's a quote from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within all of us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Ladies, you wake up every day, you give to your family, you give to your jobs, you give to your extended family. You continuously give of yourself. Today is about reclaiming your time. It's time for us this year in 2018 to get back to business, the business and purpose for which we have come to this earth to carry out. So today, I hope that as you listen and you smile at your neighbor and you network with a sister you've never met before, that you truly let your light shine and you reclaim that time that you've given to others. Take back for yourself today. Thank you all so much for coming. I welcome you on behalf of Davis Broadcasting. You know, it is our true joy to have this event every year and to see each and every one of you. It really does make my heart glad, genuinely. And I say I have to introduce to you all and make sure that I bring you greetings on behalf of the entire Davis staff. We're small, but we're great in spirit. So with all of the Davis staff members, the men and the women who are here today, please stand and wave your hands. None of this is possible without each and every one of them. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. So I bring you greetings on behalf of Davis Broadcasting. We are a radio broadcasting company. That's what we do, is radio every day. From Praise 100.7, where you've already met Pam Dixon, bringing you your inspirational vitamin every single day. We also have K92.7, where you can get the best of throwbacks and R&B. You know that music for grown people? Yeah, okay, very good. We also have the #1 for hip hop and R&B, Foxy 105. If you are a Foxy 105 listener, even if you turn it on and sneak it on after your child gets out the car, let me hear you clap your hands. All right, okay. There's some young people in this room, young people and young at heart. We also cannot forget our legacy station, the station that started it all, WOKS 1340. And I would be remiss if I did not say anything about our sports stations. I have learned over the years that the women in this room are multifaceted, multi-talented, and you all listen to sports too. So we have our stations are ESPN Radio on 95.7 and CBS Radio on 1580 on the AM dial. We thank you all for listening to us, and we ask you to please continue to support us over the years. We don't take for granted your presence or your listenership. So without further ado, I'm going to move on. It is only proper to introduce and welcome and acknowledge all of the officials, state, local, and national officials. So do we have I know we have Congressman Sanford Bishop. Is he present today? Okay. In his absence, let's give Congressman Sanford Bishop a hand. He's been working very hard for this community for a very long time. Do we have any of our state representatives present? Any of our state representatives? Okay. Do we have any of our local council members, school members, judges, local officials? If you're present, if you would please stand. I know I've seen several of you all this morning. The Honorable Evelyn Pugh, who sits here at our dais this morning. Thank you. Now, just like a couple of years ago, I've stood here before and said this, we're in an election year. So just like then, I have to ask, if anyone here is seeking the votes from the citizens in Columbus, Georgia, for an office, please stand and raise your hand, because everybody wants to meet you. All right, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for not counting it robbery to come to this event, to meet and mingle with the women of Columbus, Georgia. Now, we have some special guests here. If you are a future councilwoman, if you are a future House of representative, if you are a future teacher, doctor, lawyer, and you are still in high school, would you please stand? We are very fortunate today. I know there's some other young people, but I know we have Central High School, the Uplift Mentoring Program. They're here with us today. They're back there. I see you all. We have the South Girard Pearls. I've had a chance to get to know them. Hi, ladies. Thank you all for coming. And we also have the Daughters of Grace, students sponsored by their church. Awesome, awesome, awesome. These are our future leaders. These are the young women that we want to make sure we pour into. We spend some time to get to know. Yes, get to know the representatives and the celebrities in the room, but please take a few minutes to encourage these young people that have come out here today. So thank you all so much for coming. We're going to continue with our program. And if I could direct your attention to the screen just briefly, our mayor, Mayor Teresa Tomlinson, was unable to come. She had a personal event that had been planned way before this. She has been at every one of our events since she was elected. So if you could watch the screen just briefly.
Hello, ladies of Columbus and the Chattahoochee Valley region. I'm Mayor Teresa Tomlinson, and I'm so glad to be here today via video to wish you all the best for the 16th Women's Empowerment Luncheon. As you all know, and I say every year, this is one of my very favorite events. So know when I tell you that my heart is broken, I can't be there with you to hear your fantastic speaker and to just be among you as we become inspired and empowered. This year, I know it's women getting back to business, and I know that's exactly what you're going to do. But I wanted to let you know that this is a very special birthday year for my husband, and he wanted to take a special trip, and it just so happened to coincide with this luncheon. So I'm there with you in spirit. Hope you're having a wonderful time together, and hope this is the best women's empowerment luncheon ever. Have a great time.
On behalf of the City of Columbus is our Mayor Pro Tem, Miss Evelyn Pugh. Let's give her a hand as she comes.
Good morning. Now I can say good afternoon. Unfortunately, Mayor couldn't be here, she said, but fortunate for me, she couldn't be here, because you get to hear me. But if Judge Toller would please come forward. You know, I've been coming ever since they first got started, and this has grown and grown and grown. And this is the only event in Columbus that sells out before the due date. And people are scrambling trying to find tickets. So Janice, you all are doing a wonderful job. And your mother and dad can be so proud of you, because you all have taken up where they left off. And Judge Toller, on behalf of our city, I want to give you this key. Oh, thank you. It won't open the bank, but it will open our hearts. And anytime you want to use it, just come on back.
Oh, thank you. Y'all can see it, but it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Pugh. Okay, there's a table of young people from Spencer High School that I understand are here. Are they here? You have to make some noise if you're actually here. Are you here? Okay, very good. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Thank you so much, from Spencer High School. Now I will move on. We also are so thankful to have at our dais this morning to bring greetings from our sister city. I always say it's our sister city. We have with us Miss Deborah Lowe on behalf of Phoenix City.
Good afternoon. Greetings to all of our state and local appointed and elected officials, to the mayor and mayor pro tem of this beautiful city, Mayor Teresa Tomlinson, Mayor pro tem Evelyn Pugh. Also to Davis Broadcasting for their vision. To our speaker, who I had a chance to meet a few years ago right here in Columbus, Judge Lynn Toller, we thank you. To all the guys, all the men that are sharing this day with us, we thank you. Now to all of my beautiful, beautiful ladies, my beautiful sisters, I am happy to be here with you. I bring you greetings from your sister city, positively Phoenix City. Home of the city that is currently building a strong foundation, embracing transparency and inclusion, standing firm behind our youth and nonprofit organization. We are happy to be here with you today. I am looking at a beautiful picture. When I look at you guys, absolutely beautiful. If I could place a frame around you, it would simply say, beautiful women making a difference. When I think of our theme today, women, back to the business, reclaiming our time. Back to the business, reclaiming our time. I think of our former First Lady, Michelle Obama. I have two quotes I would like to share with you today. Do not ever let anyone make you feel like you don't matter or like you don't have a place in our American story, because you do. You have a right to be exactly where you are. This is our moment in time. Let us use it wisely, to the fullest, and make it a time to remember. There is no limit to what we as women can do. On behalf of my husband, the mayor of Phoenix City, and the city of Phoenix City, we wish you much success today. Women, I'm sorry, ladies. Successful women's back to business, reclaiming our time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our time. Enjoy your lunch, and thank you for having me. Thank you. Yeah.
Mayor Lowe better watch out. He might find his invitations getting shorter. No, thank you so much, Ms. Lowe. Thank you so much. We are going to continue our program, and with our recognition of our sponsors and our sales manager, who has worked with Davis Broadcasting for over 20 years, who works hard to hold up the banner of the stations and the hard work and the programming that we do each day, Ms. Angela Verdejo will come to bring you greetings.
Thank you. Good afternoon. There are those who selflessly support, vigorously volunteer, give gratefully, and share in our successes. I'm speaking of none other than our amazing sponsors. Because of your contributions, your continuous efforts, your working hands, Davis Broadcasting has remained vigilant in our community for 31 years. We're so thankful for your help and support. We appreciate each and every one of you. We are because of you. We ask each and every one of you here today to please find it in your hearts and wallets and purses to support those who you see set up as our vendors today, as well as to support the names and businesses listed as sponsors. Take the time to patronize and refer business to them, for without them, this day would not be possible. This year's VIP corporate sponsor, Georgia Lottery. Will you please stand? Thank you. Our platinum sponsors, W.C. Bradley Company. Please stand as I call your table. Peaceful Rivers Residential Services. The Pizzoid Companies. Let's give them all a thunderous round of applause. Also, platinum sponsor, Walmart Market 16. Let's give them a thunderous round of applause. Thank you. Gold sponsors, Columbus Hospice in Georgia and Alabama. Mercedes-Benz of Columbus. Please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. Silver sponsors, as I call your name, please stand, and then we'll applaud everyone at one time. Kinetic Credit Union, Taylor Funeral Home Incorporation, Georgia Power, Georgia State Representative House District 136, Carolyn F. Hughley, Supreme Fast Tax, Irma H. Eldridge, Dr. Irma H. Eldridge Jr., Greater Bellwood Baptist Church, West Georgia Orthodontics, Charles E. Huff International Funeral Home Incorporation, Dr. Tamara H. Orthopedic Surgeon, St. Francis Orthopedic Institute, Orange Theory Fitness, Cook Dental Care, Dr. Kathy Cook, West Rock, Mosley Health Clinic Center, Forrest B. Johnson and Associates, Piedmont Columbus Regional, State Farm Agent Corey Lindsay, Kindred Hospice, Point University, and AARP. Let's give them all a thunderous round of applause. Advertiser sponsors, please stand. Zoe's Pediatric, North Lumpkin Beauty and More, LaBella's Party and Tea, Revelations Community Outreach Incorporation, State Farm Agent Jimmy Watts, Cutie Pie, INeedAccessories.com, and Liberty Utilities. On behalf of Davis Broadcasting, we sincerely thank and appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. And thank you, sponsors, for believing in not only Davis Broadcasting, but believing in the group of women that have come here today. It really says that you care about their business. Thank you so much. We have a special presentation. A few years ago, Davis Broadcasting began to honor a group that was doing great things in the community. Over the past few years, we focused on health issues that maybe we're not as much aware of. We don't talk about as much. They may not have a walk. They may not be sending you out flyers. But this year, we would like to honor the Lupus Foundation for all of the hard work that they've been doing. Lupus is a systematic autoimmune disease that occurs when your body's immune system attacks your own tissues and organs. Inflammation caused by lupus can affect many different body systems, including your joints, your skin, your kidneys, your blood, your brain, your heart, and your lungs. This year, Davis Broadcasting has taken a portion of the proceeds that you all have donated through your participation and by purchasing a ticket, and we are making a donation on behalf of this entire event, the Women's Empowerment event, to the Lupus Foundation. And I would ask that Ms. Arika Hightower come to the stage. As she's coming, we had an awesome women's walk about a week ago where we walked for the health of ourselves and for our better selves. And we had a woman who came and presented her testimony on lupus and about how she's a survivor of lupus. I don't know if many of you all have been touched by this in your family, but I know it is something that is is very serious and also seems to plague the African American community. So I want to thank you all for your support today, and on behalf of Davis Broadcasting, please accept this donation. Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing the great work. Yes. Now we move on to some singing. We have told you for years that while we love the national acts, we love to highlight local and regional artists that have talent, and they come from places just like you and I that are gonna blow you away. And this year is no different. We have with us this is a tribute to the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin, and it is going to be performed by Miss LaTanya Sugar Lips Shields. Please welcome this beautiful lady to my left as she comes to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure Davis Broadcasting pays tribute to an icon within our music industry, celebrating 50 years of respect. We recognize today none other than the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, bringing back the memories. I introduce to you LaTanya Sugar Lips Shields.
Just a little bit.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Altanya, Sugar Lips, Shields, make some noise. Thank you.
She was awesome. She was awesome. Do y'all agree? She was awesome. And I love it. Her husband has been there supporting her since she stepped into Columbus, Georgia yesterday, right there. Thank you so much for loving and supporting your wife. That's encouraging. She's from right outside of Columbus, Georgia. I love Chicago, and for those of you from Chicago, no offense. But she's from right here in Georgia, all right? So thank you so much for coming here. We now are at the point in our program where we have the awesome opportunity to introduce you to our keynote speaker today. And in Davis Broadcasting fashion, we ask that you would please direct your attention to the screens for her introduction.
Davis Broadcasting Incorporated proudly welcomes our 2018 Women's Empowerment Luncheon keynote speaker, the powerful author and nationally syndicated reality TV host, the Honorable Judge Lynn Toler. Judge Lynn Toler, an Ohio native, is a graduate of Harvard University and the University of Pennsylvania Law School. At the age of 33, Judge Toler was elected judge of the Cleveland Heights Municipal Court and served there for 8 years. While on the bench, Judge Toler volunteered actively in her community, creating her own programs, such as Woman Talk, a project designed to intensively mentor young at-risk girls, and the CHIP program, an intensive probationary program for young male chronic offenders. She also led an initiative to establish early response mental health teams for local municipal courts. Judge Toler began her television career in 2001 when she became the host of the nationally syndicated television show Power of Attorney.
When you're in the middle of answering a question and you don't know what the question is, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes about your listening ability and your willingness to cooperate with what's going on here.
Well, actually,
actually, nothing. Be quiet and listen to that woman's question and answer the question.
Judge Toler became the host of Divorce Court in 2006.
Joe, I am in so much trouble.
After I married her, Your Honor, she started stealing my ATM cards.
No, he didn't.
Started stealing my... Your Honor, no one's there but her and I. Who took my money? I don't know.
Mrs. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. You know what? I took his money because he don't give me nothing. You go tending?
Yes. You haven't tried it, Your Honor?
You cannot improve on my cafe au lait.
We don't even talk no more, we yell.
Give me an example.
Hey, how you doing? Well, what's going on? Pass me the salt. Can you get the Kool-Aid out the refrigerator?
I have seen many of fabulous women drugged into the depths of deprivation and despair by the wrong brother. Please don't add yourself to that number. You are better than that. You are more than that. And if any time you get a notion, I miss him, I love him, I don't know, get a degree, get a dog, do something, but don't you feed that need you have for this trifling individual over there. He is not worth your time, not worth your attention, and if you ever get confused, lost, sorry, sad, we get your tape of this, and I'll holler at you every morning, every night, every evening, until you decide this is not where you need to be. Do you have me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you clear? Yes, ma'am.
In 2007, she expanded her television presence by becoming the host of the primetime television show Decision House.
If you were my daughter, you'd still be trying to get my shoe out from your behind.
She's been watching you since you arrived, and every night she's going to evaluate your relationships.
In 2008, Judge Toller became a bi-monthly contributor on News and Notes, a weekly news show on National Public Radio, NPR. In 2009, she became a co-executive producer of Wedlock or Deadlock, a new syndicated series based on a segment of Divorce Court. Currently, in addition to continuing to host Divorce Court, which is now in its 19th season, Judge Toller is also a regular on Marriage Boot Camp. Judge Toller has appeared as a legal and relationship expert on a variety of shows, including Larry King Live, The Bill O'Reilly Show, Nightline, The Dr. Phil Show, CBS Morning Show, CNN, The Wendy Williams Show, Dr. Drew, Hollywood Today Live, and Dish Nation, among many others. Judge Toller is a regular contributor to several print and online publications, including The Huffington Post, Divorce Magazine, and Divorce.com. She is also the author of several books. Her first book, My Mother's Rules, A Practical Guide to Becoming an Emotional Genius, was published in 2007 and was described by Ebony Magazine as an awe-inspiring memoir. In 2009, Judge Toller published her second book, Put It in Writing, co-authored with Deborah Hutchinson. Her third book, Making Marriage Work, New Rules for an Old Institution, was published in September of 2012. Judge Toller has been the recipient of numerous awards. She is, however, most proud of the 2002 Humanitarian of the Year Award given to her by the Cleveland Domestic Violence Center. And in 2009, the Voice of Freedom Award she received from the Philadelphia chapter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., where she was honored to join the ranks of previous recipients Vice President Al Gore and Colin Powell. Judge Toller has been married to Eric Mumford since April 1989. She has 2 sons and 4 stepsons. Davis Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to welcome the Honorable Judge Lynn Toller to Columbus, Georgia, as the 16th Annual Women's Empowerment Luncheon keynote speaker.
That was by far the best introduction I have ever received anywhere on this earth. And I've been out here forever. I want to thank Davis Broadcasting. I spent the most delightful morning with Janice today. It's like I've known her forever. And I want to say this. I always research the places I go, and I research Davis Broadcasting. And, you know, being in front of the camera is one thing. Owning the camera is another. Being in front is fun. Owning it is power. And I just want you to know that I understand and appreciate and really honor what you're doing as a family and as a company and generational wealth that you're building. It's extraordinary. And we need to appreciate that. Thank you for inviting me to the 16th Annual Women's Empowerment. This one's supposed to be called Reclaiming Your Time, Getting Back to Business. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, mostly people come up and have a motivational speech. They tell you to get empowered and get passionate. They tell you to live your best life and thump to your own rhythm. And all of that is really good. And it's fun when you hear about it. And you're excited for about an hour, hour and a half when it's over. But tomorrow, you go back doing the same thing you did yesterday, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. What I'm going to do is talk about not just passion, but process, not just determination, but details, because we all know the devil is in the details, and if you don't pay attention, the devil will catch up with you. The best way to reclaim your time is not to waste it in the first place. Never leave your house without a book in your purse, a Kindle, whatever you got, because you'll never stand in line again, because the time you spend at the B&B or at the grocery store, you will have learned something, not from the Inquirer, but from something that can do something for you. That note thing on your phone, that's for putting down ideas as you get them, as you stand out and watch what everybody's doing and watch what's going on. You reclaim your time by not wasting it in the first place. And we got a lot of stuff that we gotta do for a whole lot of people. And a lot of it makes you stand in line and wait. You know, if you're a mother, you got to sit through that game and that track and that lesson and all that. Never ever did that. When I took my kids to Taekwondo, I was the only one that ended up with a black belt. I wasn't going there and learning the forms. He was 5. If he had to learn the forms, I had to learn the forms. Why can't I get a black belt? So I did. Don't waste your time. Every morning when you get up, you should have a to-do list. And your to-do list shouldn't be what you need at the grocery store. Now, write down what you need at the grocery store so you won't have to come back tomorrow, which is what I do. But what you have to do is not only you should do what your have-tos, but your should-dos. You should have an hour during the day where you're thinking about what's your next business move? What is your next thing that you're going to conquer? What's the next thing you're going to learn? What's the next thing you're going to take on to yourself so you become a better person? You become wider with breadth and depth and opportunity. That is an ought to do. Now, it can get lost in the shoulds. You should get little Johnny over here. You should get Malik over there. Husband wants this, he wants that, you know. They say behind every man is a good woman. Behind every successful woman is a man wondering where his dinner is. When I got married, I told that brother I couldn't cook. He's been choking down my sad stuff for 30 years, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad I didn't learn. Because when I stopped, he was grateful. Another point, engage in ubiquitous theft. I am the biggest criminal in town. I steal from everyone, everywhere I go. I look at women, I see what they got on. See, now, she can't wear this dress no more if I'm in town, because I'm going to go get one just like it. See, she got a thing together. My thing is never together, but I'm going to steal her thing. And take it on with me, because there's somebody in this, everybody in this room has an ability, a capacity, something that they know better than me. Why can't I have it? I'll take it from you, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna stop you from using it, but I'm gonna use it too. I learned that on the bench because I had this dude, and he was a thief. And I was getting ready to put him in jail, and I thought, you know, I'm 34, I'm a judge, I know things, I went to Harvard. So I got his rap sheet, which was as long as me, and I stood up on my chair in my chambers and did this, and I said, if you figure out how much time you spent in jail for all the stuff you've stolen, you're not making minimum wage. Folded it up, sat it down, felt real good about myself. He looked at me, said, can I tell you something, Judge? And I said, yeah. And he says, I think it should change your mind. I said, if it changes your mind, it changes my mind, I won't put you in jail. He says, fine. He said, those are just the times they caught me. I done got away with it 20 times, so your calculations are off. I said, proceed through the back door. You can learn from anybody. Ladies, what I want you to do is let go of the guilt. Whenever you at work, you're worrying about what you're not doing at home. Wherever you're at home, you're worried about what you're not doing at work. Let that go. Because you can't be 100% present wherever you are if you're wondering about what you were doing or not doing someplace else. That's number one. Number two, always remind your family that you could have been in a car accident this morning and be in a hospital 5 days. Now, what would you do? What would you do if mama's not home? What would you do if they were hungry, but I'm not here? Allow those people to figure out on occasion what it is they need to do if you were in the hospital. Little Johnny can learn to cook. It won't hurt him. I used to worry about being a working mother. And I think that often black women have never had a choice. It was an issue for women who had more than we did, but all our lives we have had to work in order for our families to survive, period, end of story. You know, worrying about the luxury, the stay-at-home versus working thing is a luxury we never had. But I had my baby, I had my first baby, I had 4 stepchildren, I had my first baby, and one day my husband, and I took 4 months off to be with the baby. And my husband came home one day and said, you know, you need to go back to work. I said, what you mean? He said, well, you are absolutely no fun to come home to when you've been with the baby all day long. You need to engage your mind, because you come in here and you just pelt me with all that crazy that you got pent up in your head while you were sitting here with the baby. Go to work. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, I'm conflicted. I said, you know, I want to spend time with my baby. I want to bond. I want to teach him things. I want to do things. You stayed home with me. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. I said, look what you did. You raised one judge and one neurologist. Maybe I ought to. She said, listen to me. I didn't spend all that time giving you all that education so you could sit your behind at home. That's number one. Number two, you are who you are. You're not me. I was a great mother because that was my calling. That's what I wanted. He said, you're not that chick. You need to have that mind engaged. If you're not actively solving some dramatic, complex problem during the course of the day, you lose your mind. It's not enough for you. You need to be the best mother that you can be for him. A sane mother who's out working and comes back and can engage with the children in a rational fashion is better than a lunatic that's home all day. Be the best mother you can be. Take no judgments. Ask no questions. Don't wonder what your girlfriends are doing or whatever some magazine tells you you ought to do in connection with you. You know your children. You know who you are. You know what you need to do. You make your circumstance work for you. The next process and procedure point I want to make is about balance. Your life must be balanced. And balance means that you must have some spiritual fulfillment and you must have some joy. There will be times when the work ain't right, when the husband's on your last nerve, and all of that, and everybody wants something, and it's always busy. And somehow we don't believe that we have the time or the opportunity to feed our needs, to feel cared for or loved or joyous until everybody we know in every facet of our life has everything they want just how they want it. We feel obligated to wrap up all the bowls and set it in a pretty package. Sometimes they can get a cardboard box. It's okay. But if you're not rational, if you're not sane and comfortable and calm and at ease, you cannot think as well. You cannot produce as much. So there is a practical point to having some joy in your life. You make sure you do. I joined a book club, you know, so I can read books and talk to people and do different things. I paint. I study Russian. I study French. I don't do none of that well. None of it. But it brings me joy, and a calm, joyous woman is a much better. I can put up with that stuff, you know, a little bit better when I feel good, and I know that my feeling good does good for them. So, because you'll do for your children what you won't do for yourself. So make sure you understand that your joy is for your children. Now, you can't go out to the club and drop it like it's hot every week. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you have to have some passion and breadth and depth to your life that allows you to be the best person you can be. Next point, secure your borders. Coming back from crazy takes up a lot of time. I know, because I've been there. It's better not to go crazy in the first place. You secure your borders by making sure that you don't dip your fingers in somebody else's drama. Don't get involved. Facebook is the devil. That don't mean I ain't got stock in it. But I'm telling you, I use it for business, but not for my personal life at all. I don't want nobody knowing what me and Big E are doing, and we having a bad day, things ain't right. Some woman might get an idea that they might come over and try to touch Big. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. You having trouble with your man about what he's doing at your house, you keep that over your house. I got enough trouble at my house. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it, and I'm certainly not going to counsel you. Let it be where it is. But don't put it on Facebook, y'all. You waste a lot of time getting pulled into other people's drama. Just stop it. I have a couple of more points about crazy. Because I work with it so often. The best drug for not crazy are endorphins. I get stressed, I get on the treadmill. Do you say, well, don't want to? Me and Aretha, I sang because in about 28 minutes in, that's when they pop off. That's for me. 28 minutes in, we neglect our personal health, and not just our physical health, but our mental health when we do not exercise. We deny ourselves the most potent, it won't make you fat. It's a great drug. It's not illegal. Jeff Sessions isn't going to come after you for taking it. It's one, and it's available to all of us, even if it's a walk in the sunshine. And let me tell you another reason why you ought to do that. Being sick consumes your time. And black women, any disease, any problem out there, black women have it worse more often, and it affects us. We need to be proactive about how we are, what we put in our bodies and what we do with our bodies, so we don't waste time, dealing with illnesses that we don't need to have. So do that proactively. And another proactive thing on the crazy thing is a mental health check. You know how you go to the doctor every year to get your parts checked? Everybody listen to your heart, look down your throat, make sure there are no tumors growing anywhere. Have somebody check your head. Because half of the people that I run into, something's going wrong up there. If something's going wrong in my head, I want to be the first person to know about it, so I can get out in front of it before it happens to me out in public. And there's nothing wrong with going, seeing somebody and just talking things through a little bit, so you can that's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're weak or you're sad or whatever it is, or if you come out with a diagnosis, oh my God, oh, what? It's information, it's news you can use, so you don't have to come back from crazy, because it takes too much time. Now, I want to talk about another point that saves time and money. Now, I took my time to get on a plane, fly out here, and talk to you guys. At home, at Chase Morgan, my money is working for me. I'm saving time. I don't have to have two jobs. I'm making money here, making money there. Now, I've never made any money for Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo. I don't know the rest of them, but whatever. I got one pair of Jimmy Choos, one pair, and I had to call my sister, and she had to talk me through the purchase. It's $450 for some shoes, Kathy, for some shoes. I understand, Lynn, but are they cute? Yeah, they're cute. Are you gonna get a lot of wear out of them? Yeah. $450. One pair. But all I'm saying is I put my money to work for me, so I have two streams of income even as I stand here. I ask you not to put any more designers through school. I ask you, don't give your money to any more sports guys that, you know, putting Jordans on your feet is putting Michael Jordan's kids and grandkids through college. You don't need to do all that. Every time you put money on your head, make sure you're putting some money in your head. I'm just saying. My hair used to be this long. I used to have to roll it up and curls it. I cut that stuff off. You know, I went into Walmart the other day. My hair was flat on my head. I saw a sister looking in one of those shops, you know, the hair shops. She did my hair $14. I beat the game. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That, you know, I gave you ideas because I want you to change. Motivation doesn't get you anywhere if it's not met with habituation. You have to do things differently on a routine basis in order to have your life to change on a routine basis. You don't want to be stuck in the same place you are today this time next year. If you ever see me again, if I ever come back to Columbus, if you ever see me on speech or on TV or walk by me in the street, the only thing that I can guarantee for you is you will not see this chick. Because this chick will not be there. This chick will be the chick you see will be more educated. She will be more well-read. She will be more well-rounded. She will have another business that she's done. She will not be me. And I don't want you to be the same chick either. I want you to be the better version of you. You 0.5, 0.8, or whatever you want to call it, because it's that way. And I want to holler out. Now, this has nothing to do with nothing, but I just want to say it. First of all, if you under 18 up in here, 16, 17, 18, I want to tell you a couple of things. Number one, a man is not a plan. I love mine, but it's not only is he not a plan, he is not something for which you should divert your own plans to keep. Now, I know everybody says that I'm hypocritical because I'm married and I got 6 sons and I'm always talking about a man is not a plan. I understand there is a bit of a shortage. And I want you to know that success is not determined by the Mrs. or Mrs. in front of your name. It is not determined by that. And if the circumstances don't present that you can get, I don't know where Boaz is. Nobody told me. And I want you to know that you can live a happy, successful life and a fulfilling life and a deep, meaningful life. And you don't have to dumb down your circumstances to be with a dude. Let me tell you what my sister did. Now, if you can get one and he's, you know, help him up. Help a brother up. If he's just a couple of steps away from getting it right, come on, get in there with him and just, you know. And he ain't got to be 6'2". You know, he don't have to be a soldier. He don't have to be all cut up. I got a son that's 5'5" tall. He needs love too. He's a good dude. He's got no college debts because mama took care of it. You picked a dude by that, not, you know. You saw him, he was cute. He was the one with me in the picture. When that fan said, that's him, I'm gonna send him down here. Yes, sir, indeed, I'm gonna send him down here. But I will say this, if you don't find a dude, that does not define you. My sister, she's a doctor, she's a neurologist, she's 59, she never got married, she never had any children, and every once in a while, she feels a little badly about not having a family, so she calls me up, she asks me what's going on at my house. I tell her what's happening over there, and she says, thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna get off the phone now and plan my next trip. I think I'm gonna go to Russia. Good luck with that, Lynn. Good luck with it. I'll see you when I get back in the country. So don't worry. Make sure your life is exciting and passionate and loving and fulfilled on your own. And I want to say to the few men in this arena, A, thank you for coming. B, thank you for loving the woman that you got at home. C, make sure you appreciate the woman you got at home. D, understand this, that when we are looking to empower women, we're not looking to devalue you. We're not trying to take your job. We're not trying to push you aside. We're not trying to make you feel any less. We're trying to double your output. We're trying to increase your progress. We are half the world. We want to get behind you and push with you. Let us do that. Encourage us in that. You'll find, you know, when I was 33, I had 4 stepchildren. All boys, teenagers. Just had a baby, working in a law firm, had to bill 60 hours a week, which means I had to be there 70, 80 hours a week. When this job of judge came up, and the guy that I ran against had been a lawyer in that community 12 years longer than I had been alive. You hear me? He may have had deeper roots in the community, but I had stronger legs. I went door to door with my baby in tow. He was like 8 months. Knockety knock, knock, knock. I'm looking to be your judge. Boom, boom, boom. On the election night. And 18-year-olds, this is for you. And the rest of you if you're not doing the right thing. I won by 6 votes. 6. Vote. I'm telling you, vote. And I'm gonna say one more thing. It might be a little controversial, but take a deep breath and let this just wash over you. Wouldn't it be cool if every black person in Columbus, Georgia, registered Republican? Wait a minute. 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 It will change what Republicans have to do in order to get elected in Columbus, Georgia. The more extreme rightists will not have an easy time because they have to get past you in the primary. Now, you can vote for anybody you want to in the general. You can vote for the Democrat. But if you stay a Democrat all the time, they assume your vote, so they don't care. And the Republicans know they can't get it, so they don't care. And you have silenced yourself. Play chess, not checkers. Just saying, if we all did that, we could push everything to the center. We got power, y'all, but it's not the power you think it is. Don't get away. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you got something, at least one point, one thing. Write it down and actually do it. Be habitual about it. Change something. Evolve with me. Let's take tomorrow and put it in a headlock and tell it what we're going to do. You're going to change your circumstance. You're going to change how you live. And every day, you're going to ask yourself, what have I done to change? What have I done to improve? What have I done to make this better thing a habit, my everyday, my all day, my better day? So next time when I come here, you and I will have never met. There'll be a whole room of smarter, greater, better people looking at one another and enjoying each other's company. I want to thank you so much for having me. I have had a delightful, exciting, Sugar Lips, you were wonderful, and I am so impressed by each and every one of you. I appreciate the chance to speak to you, and I wish you the very, very best of absolutely everything.
Judge Toller, I prayed this year that God would send us someone that would allow the women in this group to walk out the door differently than when they walked in. That was my prayer for this year. You have given us practical things that could change our life. I thank you for saying yes. I thank you for coming.
And I thank you for asking me. Thank you so much.
On behalf, I just have a quick little gift. On behalf of Davis Broadcasting, we don't want you to leave without having something from us to take with you, so you can think about us as we're changing and growing here in Columbus, Georgia, and you're sending your son. You promised that.
I'm gonna send it.
You said, hold her to that. Thank you for coming. All right.